Okay, guys, we are talking about the number 9 through 14 from what we did yesterday. All we did yesterday was work with square roots. So today, we're going to talk about any other roots. All right, this part is a lot easier than yesterday, a lot easier. If the root is any other than a square, you raise it to the same power as the index, meaning, okay, if I have the square root of something and I want to get rid of it, what do I do to both sides? You square it, right? All right, well, sorry, this should be one square. So the index is the little number that's in front. So if you have something raised to the third root of something, how do you get rid of it? You raise it to the third power. If you have the fourth root, how do you get rid of it? You raise it to the fourth power. Whatever the index is, which is that little number, that's what you raise it to. Now if you have an example or a question where the expression is raised to a fractional exponent. What's a fractional exponent? 1/3, 2/3, whatever. You multiply or you raise it to the reciprocal. Well, think about this, guys. If 1/3, what's the reciprocal? 3/1. Because what's another way I could write the cube root of something? This could be x to the what? 1/3 power. All right, so that's why that works. So let's just go through a couple of these. Same exact concept as yesterday. We want to isolate the radicals, but we're using cube roots here. So what should I do first? Let's move this one over here. We're gonna make we're gonna have a radical on each side. So I have the cube root of 4x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals the cube root of x. Everybody with? Okay, so how do I get the cube root to go away? We're going to cube each side. Good. When you cube a cube root, just like when you square a square root, it cancels out. So you have 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. Everybody with? And then over here, I have equals x. Are we back to a normal quadratic that we've done in this class probably 19,000 times? Yes, let's subtract the x from both sides. 4x squared minus 5x plus 1. Can we factor this? We sure can. What are the factors of 5? That'll multiply, 4. That'll multiply to give me 4, but add to give me a negative 5. Minus 4 minus 1. And then what do I need to do here? I have to divide both by 4. Good. So I'm left with x minus 1 and 4x minus 1 equals 0, yeah? What's the next step I need to do? Solve it. What are my 2x values? Because the a term is not 1. What are my 2x values? 1 and 1/4. Now, I'm not going to do this now to save time, but what do I need to do? Check. Are they always going to work? No. Does it sometimes happen where one works and one doesn't? Yes. Does it sometimes happen where they both work? Yes. What happens if you plug every solution you get back in and nothing works? No solution. Okay, that's a possibility, so don't forget that. All right. Does everybody see this? Number 10? We go with number 10, we're looking? All right, what I want you guys to notice here, a couple things. And again, a lot of things we do, I say to you guys, personal preference, whatever you'd like to do. The first thing I'm going to do is move this to this side. Do you have to do that first? No. Well, for what I'm going to show you, but when you go to solve, you're going to have to. So I have 3x plus 7 to the 1/3 power equals 4x plus 2 to the 1/3 power. Now, some of you are like, oh gosh, I just don't like fractions. If you want to rewrite this, how could I rewrite this? I could rewrite this as the cube root of 3x plus 7 equals what? The cube root of 4x plus 2. Those two things mean the same thing. Do you have to do that? No, I just want you to understand that those two things mean the same thing. If you're going to get rid of that 1/3, what are we going to multiply by? Told you at the beginning, you multiply by the reciprocal, right? 3/1. So think about this, guys. 3 times 1/3, what happens? It cancels. 3 times 1/3, it cancels. The same thing would happen if you rewrote it as a radical, and then what would we do? We would cube both sides, so it cancels. Either way you guys want to do it, that's fine with me. But understand that all you're doing when you have a fractional exponent, it's the same way as writing a root. And then to undo, you're either going to multiply by or raise it to the root or multiply by the reciprocal. So 3x plus 7 equals 4x plus 2. How do I solve this? All right, I'm going to move 3x this way, and I'm going to move 2 this way. What does x equal? 5. So we're left with what? X equals? There you go. So what should I do with this if I'm going to be a good math student? Let's check it. Let's just do it. Watch. Let me show you. Hey, guys, do not have to do a formal check. Let's just, we're all smart in here. We can do it. Plug in 5. What's 3 times 5?
15.
Plus 7. 20, what? Okay, 22. 15 plus 7 is 22. Okay, so I have, right? You guys agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So minus, what's 4 times 5?
20.
Plus 2. 22. Do you guys know what the cube root of 22 is?
No.
No, but do you know if you take the cube root of 22 and you subtract the cube root of 22, what do you get?
0.
That's all you need to do. I do not need to see a formal check where you take a half a sheet of paper and plug it all back in. The check is for you to either verify that your solution is correct or to identify extraneous solutions. Comprende? Okay, but don't be lazy and be like, I think it works. It's going to bite you in the butt. All right, look at 11. A lot of these questions, guys, there's going to be a lot of different types of equations on your test. You're going to have to know what to do. You can't sit there and take 5 minutes to figure it out, and that's why we need to practice as much as we possibly can. What's going on here? Do I have a radical all by itself? Yes. Do I just square both sides? Why not? Because it's the 4th root. So what do I need to do to both sides? Raise it to the 4th power. Good. What happens when you fourth a 4th root? It cancels. Good. That's not really a math term, but it sounded funny. What is 2 to the 4th power? 16. If you tell me 8, I'm going to be so mad at you. Not because you guys are dumb and you're going to be like, oh, I'm so stupid. No, you're not. You're just careless. We need to make sure that we are diligent. We pay attention to what we're doing. Now what? Okay, so x squared plus 6x minus 16 equals 0. Can we factor this? Yes. What are the 2 other methods that we can use to solve quadratics? Complete the square and quadratic formula. Some of you are more like the quadratic formula for what reason I don't know, but I would always check to see if things factor because that's easier in life for you. Factors of negative 16 that multiply to give me negative 16 add to give me 6. What kind of 8? What kind of 2? Positive 8, negative 2. And then when you solve, what are your 2 x values? Negative 8, positive 2. What should I do? Check. Take 2 seconds to throw back in there and make sure they both work. If one of them doesn't, cross it out. Let me know. This isn't the case, but let me know, hey, this one doesn't work. Remember, do not give me a multiple choice test when you turn in your test. I will pick the wrong answer, I promise. You guys understand? All right, let's go over to 12. Oh, these numbers are nice and small. That's good. Said no one ever. Once we get the makeups done, I will give you guys your quizzes back. All right. Oh, I just don't like fractions. So how could I rewrite this if I just don't like fractions? The 4th root of 3x squared plus 52x. Absolutely. If you want to do that, feel free. But you don't have to. We talked about this at the beginning. Undo the 4th root, you're going to raise to the 4th power. If I want to undo something to the 1/4 power, I multiply by the reciprocal. What's the reciprocal of 1/4? 4. So say it again. Not negative. Not negative. No, just positive. So I'm going to raise both sides to the 4th power. So what happens with 1/4 and 4? Cancels. So I have 3x squared plus 52x equals. Oh, wait. Don't use your calculators. What's 4 to the 4th power? 256. Good. All right. So I have 3x squared plus 52x minus 256 equals what? 0. Are these numbers beautiful and fantastic? No. Let me give you a hint here. You do not need the quadratic formula. You can factor this. You guys figure out my factors. I need factors of, God bless, factors of what? What's 3 times negative 256? Negative what? 768. Okay, so I need factors of negative 768. That multiply to give me negative 768, but add to give me 52. X plus 64, x minus 12. Very good. What is my A term? 3. Divide both of these by 3. And you're left with 3x plus 64 times x minus what? 4. What are your two x values? Negative 64 over 3 and x equals, good. Very good. Questions? All right, yes, sir. Yes. If you want me to do it for you in a second, I will. You have to ask your friend when she comes back. Where you think? I don't make the tests. All right, let's look at 13 and 14. I have 2 more, and then we will be done, and you guys will have at least 20, 25 minutes started on your homework. And you're going to do your homework. You're not going to just sit here and chit-chat. So what do I do here? How is this a little different? 1 is 2/5 and 1 is 1/5. What do you think we're going to do? Okay, I like that. X minus 3 squared. It's the cube root. Look, if we wanted to rewrite this, could we not rewrite this as the cube root? I'm sorry, I don't know what's on cube. The 5th root of x minus 3 squared. Correct? And couldn't we rewrite this as the 5th root of 4x? So we would end up raising it to what power? To the 5th power to get the roots to go away. So look, just because there is a numerator that's different than 1, if you want to rewrite it as roots to see like what you would do, absolutely, guys, watch. We're going to raise both sides to the what? To the 5th power. When you do this, watch, you're going to raise this side to the 5th and then this side to the 5th. If I have 5 over 1 times 2 over 5, what does this leave me with? X minus 3 what? Squared equals, good. What's 1/5 times 5 over 1? 4x. Perfect. Now, can we all solve this? Absolutely. What does this become? This is x minus 3 times x minus 3 equals 4x. Good. Now we FOIL. X squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 4x. You guys agree? Okay. Last step. Last step. Work with me. I know you guys are working ahead. Work with me. Come on. Okay, x squared minus 10x plus 9 equals, awesome. Factor it. Factors of positive 9 that multiply to give me positive 9, add to give me negative 10. Thank you. Sorry, hold on. Negative 9 and 1, yeah? So x equals 9 and x equals 1. You guys agree? Great job. All right, one more, and then you guys can start your homework, and I'll help you. Oh, keep throwing. Oh, Miss Ferrier. Huh. Okay, this one's different again. Couple ways we can look at this. What are some ways we can look at this? Talk to me. No, don't. She's thinking. That's good. How can I rewrite this just like it is? Okay, the 4th root of, say it again? 3x cubed. Okay, and how can I write this one? Okay, well, hold on a second. You're getting a little, okay. Isn't it like this, square root of x? You guys agree? Okay, now, we had a couple, we said, wait a second, they went a little bit ahead. Can I change, because we were going to make fun of your friend over there when she said common denominator, can I change 1/2 to have a common denominator with 3/4? What would it be? This would be 2/4, right? Okay, that's fine. So how could I rewrite this? The 4th root of x squared. God bless you. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, on the video, I learned this the other day. What I just erased will not be there. I realized, I saw that the other day when I did that. So when you guys rewatch it, I'm going to talk through and exactly what I just said, but none of the writing will be there, and you'll just hear me go click, 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 click. All right, so this is how I looked at this. I said, okay, I got the 4th in my mind. I see 4. Square root of 4. I mean, I'm not sorry. 2/4. I got the same thing. So I'm going to get rid of this side. I'm going to raise this to the 4th power. Okay? You guys agree with me? You're okay with that? We just talked about 1/2 became 2/4. I'm going to raise this side to the 4th power. What does the left side simplify to? Hold on, Paul. Where does the 4 go? I'm raising it to the 4th power, yeah? Does this become 3x? Talk to me. Is that what happens?
So the 4 is like 3. X and then times. Does the 4 go to the 3 to like 3 to 4?
Does it? Be confident in yourself. Does it? Why were you thinking that?
From like the rules.
From the rules. I agree with you. Yes. Yes. This 4 is going to go to the number and to the exponent, correct? So that's why Paul just told us before we have 3 to the 4th. And then what? Why what?
Why is it 3 to the 4th? Because isn't it the same thing as the other one?
You're raising, okay, look at this. Look how this is written. And look how this is written. So you guys have got to pay attention to that. So look here. This is going to go, that 4 is on the outside. It's going to everything on the inside. So this becomes, yes? And then over here, I have 4. When I multiply here, what does that become? 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 3 to the 4th power is 81. X cubed equals what? X squared. How do I solve this? Do I just start cube rooting and square rooting and stuff like that? No, I have x to the 3rd, I have x to the 2nd. What should I do with all of my terms? Move them to one side and like factor. Yes, we're always going to move to one side and factor. Remember, we talked about this the other day. If you guys got to watch the video of the second part of the notes when y'all got called down for homecoming or whatever, you have to fully factor everything, because when we get to these higher exponents and perfect cubes and all that kind of stuff, you're going to have imaginary and real solutions mixed in together. How many answers should I have for this problem? 3, all right? Always look at the highest exponent. That's how many answers I should have. So sometimes they're going to be real, sometimes they're imaginary, sometimes a combo of both. But what can I take out of 81x cubed minus x squared? X squared, good, and I'm left with 81x minus 1. So x squared equals 0. 81x minus 1 equals 0. Yeah? Take the square root of both sides. Generally, what do? When we take the square root of both sides, we put what in front of our answer? Plus minus. Do I ever write plus minus 0? No. But how many times do I have 0? Twice. That's called multiplicity. We'll talk about it later. What happens over here? Add 1, and then divide by, yep. So there's your answers. You guys have got to pay attention to parentheses. Very, very important. Now, you have 20 minutes